this last pick is so important, and I don't think there's like an optimal pick. It's really just to pull the comp together. Fredrin makes a lot of sense here. They could go, actually, could they go a little bit further than that? Could they go for an assassin themselves?
We have Lancelot, Hayabusa, Hirara's banned out, so that's not an option for them to go for.
They could potentially go for something like a Harley to try and snipe the Yve here and there. Well, there you go. They got it.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Now, the only reason I said Harley, and I don't want to be taken the wrong way here, it's just a lot easier to execute compared to the Hayabusa.
Okay, and that's a way that they choose. This is actually the first Harley we've seen here on Stream A, so I was caught quite off guard. What did you think about it?
Hey, I'm just saying for the ride, baby. You guys are breaking it down for me, and I'm listening and learning as much as I can. It's Falcons Indonesia versus Aurora Gaming, a match that means a lot. The loser will have their key crushed. The winner will stay alive, but only for just a moment's time. Another series will await them. Will it be Falcons Indonesia? Will it be Aurora Gaming? Mirko, Brigitte, let's find out.
A really thorough breakdown of potentially what to anticipate heading into match number 1 with these drafts, but a lot's at stake as mentioned by our panelists. The first elimination match here in Stream A, and we are about to witness it right here and now. Welcome to game number 1. Really. Like, they really like playing it in the jungle or in the roam, wherever they want to do. But now we are officially starting game number 1 between Falcons ID and Aurora.
Yep.
So it is, again, as previously discussed, a Nolan versus a Harley, which currently is being... Okay, he got to steal that camp, at least before they got to him.
This is one of the good points of having a Nolan on your team. You can invade so early on to a Lizard take, or even, again, in the Golem. It's very surprising he was able to snatch the Golem away out of all the different camps that you'd expect. Anu, though, won't be too far behind as she gets her hands on the lethal. Will actually try to go for the invade herself. Oh, spot Sev, but Sev knows it too. The Bargain Hunter this time for Luet just seems like it's the common choice for the Esmeralda now. We saw 2 back-to-back Bargain Hunters on the Esmeralda.
They have the exact same emblem as for
Live, though.
Roamers. Live as Mystery Shop. On the carry, interesting choice. The PYT for Zulana as well. I wonder what ultimate they'll mainly prioritize to as the Valentina, right? Considering the lineup that Falcons currently has, you have either the Shifting Skies or maybe even the RWM and the Glorious Pathway. So they'll have a lot of options if they just really want to set up for the team fights. I think it wouldn't be as much of a problem for them to find an ultimate that could complement the Veleric. Because the Wrath of Dryad too, I think it would be really useful if you pair it up with another AoE battle spell that you can pick up from Team Falcons. And both are seemingly setting up for this upcoming turtle.
Yep. Good position held down by Shev here. Not too sure if she'll be able to get the flank on Anu. That's the walk up. Valak goes in straight on towards Anu. Already with a hat. They're going to go all the way with a fracture everything. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Together with the Shifting Skies bursting through Zulana and Luet like they're nothing. Straight to the turtle and it's free.
Yeah, Zulana, understandably so, but Luet even.
Yeah.
Barely being able to do anything as the Esmeralda in that scenario. Not even with a sprint. There was just a bit too much slow.
Oh.
And if it weren't for that flicker, Nika would have been next.
Yeah, she got away in time. Shev now looking to capitalize on this early lead. A 1,000 gold lead, 2 kills and a turtle. This is a dream start for Falcons ID. Something that they haven't been able to get throughout MWI, and that means just the one match yesterday.
Yes, so that's what you get when you simplify things and make it more easier for your team to just execute the lineup overall. They need not worry about trying to follow a perfect setup or sequence in order to win out on fights. And it's not like they just chose to focus on the fights. They were doing that all the while they were also securing the objective. But Anu, wait.
You don't want to go against Violet. She's the one who actually went in on you earlier. Anu has to back away. Violet with the flicker to chase as well. Trying to go for the full stacks. The RWM. Livy is the one who picks up the kill. Now it's Raimundo getting chased out.
Wow, okay. They really made sure that Anu would go down at that moment. And now it's Sev taking her own purple buff away from her as well. Oh no, the bump!
Yep, greedy invade. Buff didn't get taken. Retri was down, and the falling star moon from Luet was enough to take it. Luckily, Turtle will be spawning in 20 seconds, so they won't lose too much. It's just a bit of that momentum taken away, and Anu, surprisingly, a level ahead
Yeah.
against a Nolan.
Did she actually get the orange buff earlier? She was able to steal it away, right? During that previous, we'll have to.
She did.
We have to double. Wait. No.
I believe she did. Yes, she took the orange buff and then she died, right?
Yeah.
Could have been what happened here. Luet
Okay.
back in the mid lane, stunned down by the Law and Order. Violet just walking up, and it does seem like right now Mob Psycho is waiting to catch Liv in an ambush. Sev blitz it, as you would expect from the Nolan. Liv there, utilizing the Bargain Hunter really well. Corrosion side already done as Raimundo rotates over, pops in the Glorious Pathway, living now with a jump as well. That's with the RBM on RBM action. Zulana in the back, going to be caught by the damage. Rather try coming around Liv with a flicker in. Forces Nika to go back, and now it's Anu in the midst of it all. Chase coming down as well. Anu gets away with a hat trick. Liv gets the gold crab.
How is no one taken down in that entire sequence? They were all
It got
there.
flickered away.
It was a 5-man rotation, even from Aurora, just to take that purple buff away from Team Falcons ID. But nonetheless, they get it, and even more as they take down that structure up top. And Anu is just as difficult to catch on this Harley. It's been a tough task for Falcons, and she's been very sneaky with the plays of trying to find trades across the map. That's been happening unknowingly for Team Falcons. So I guess that's how they're actually able to keep this slight advantage, but it's nothing that Falcons can catch up to. They've actually already catched up. Sev's already level 8 as well, and the gold lead's already on their side.
It's just so tough to deal with Anu. I mean, for Anu to deal with Violet and Sev, there's so many members that can just walk her down right now. Oh man, Violet, it almost just seems like every time Violet sees Anu, she walks up. Now Nick is trying to zone. Oh no, everybody's just gonna go all in. Glorious Pathway as well, forcing the Wrath of the Drive from Nika. Sev with the kill.
Okay, there was no way Nika could have walked out of that. That was 2 members onto her, Sev! Forcing out the BMI from Mob Psycho, but that's another turret that Falcons are actually going to take for themselves. But again, Anu doing what she can, trying to find as much trades across the map. They're trying to keep this lead very small.
Sev?
Oh,
Goes in deep, it's a bait. Mob Psycho pops into BMI. Sev is in the base. Chased out by Nika. Can she get away in time? No. Nika takes her out. Meanwhile, though, Luet's caught all alone, isolated down below. And she's taken down as well. Falcon ID soaring in the skies here in their first game of the elimination match.
Okay, Sev's down. They won't immediately get to go to the turtle, but it's not like Aurora are planning to transition to that either. They're going to focus on securing their purple buff first, and it's actually Violet who starts off this turtle, and it might not be the plan for Aurora as it's an immediate burst for Falcons on this objective. They'll take a bit more of their time. I believe even earlier we saw a slight advantage in terms of the gold towards Liv compared to Mob Psychos. A bit expected if you were to look at the matchup. But now it's Aurora just really trying to move as a unit this time.
Uh-oh. Nika with the flank on Violet. Doesn't seem like they're going to pull this off. Violet clears out the wave in time. Everybody backing away. It's just too risky to dive Asura. Violet's been on point, though, so far.
Yeah.
Every time with the chase as well. The Glorious Pathway on Nika. Law and Order as well. They're catching. Flicker out, though.
Okay, gonna be alive. They will try to defend this mid turret, but Falcons might want to go for it. Real World already used.
Oh, shifting skies on 2, brings her back as well. Zulana gets away in time, but has the RWM, now pops it down, but Violence in disguise doing damage. Gets away, there's just no damage. Nika cannot get the flicker, it's down on cooldown. Oh. Rather than try and catches 3, they're gonna go all in, almost a pick. Nika gets away with a sliver of health.
Raimundo's still alive too. The deadly magic wasn't enough to actually burst him down, and Falcons ID are able to retreat safely. Imagine being able to force them under even your tier 2, but them still eventually getting away. I mean, everything that Aurora did as a response felt very defensive too either way. Even the clutch pickup on the real world. Oh, Liv did not.
Whoa.
Liv did not recall.
She didn't. She's gonna have to flicker out of the falling star moon. Big resource spent and nobody here but Aurora. They don't want to punish even further. They're thinking of ways that Falcons can actually ambush. All this time, it's built up. That's the frustration that's built up. Liv really making the most out of that bargain hunter, man. Already 3 item power spike. Flicker down for Liv. Can't catch up with the RWM. Catches Anu. That's a killing spree already. Great taunt by Nika. Oh no, everybody just walks her down though. It's a bit too much for them to handle. Not enough damage to retaliate to that play.
And that's the target that they want. Anu finally going down. Moments just before you could have expected a Lord fight between Team Falcons ID and Aurora, which is why this is likely going to be a free objective over to their side once again. And it's something that they could greatly utilize, as Aurora have barely made successful movements enough to take control of the map too. It's always Falcons finding these turrets, and it's always them just forcing Aurora to put down their ultimates in the most... Oh no! Okay!
She just got back. Oh my god. Raimundo with the Law and Order trying to catch her. Won't be able to get it down. That's kind of crazy though. Now a siege up top. No Lord just yet. They're gonna crack. Oh, an attempt by Chef down below. Mob Psycho able to react in time with the Blazing Duet and a flicker out.
The Lord took a while before it spawned, but going back, it's again Falcons just always forcing out the reactions from Aurora. It's not like Aurora are able to set up anything for themselves, not even with a Wrath of Dryad, not even with a Falling Star Moon. They really have to play counter-engage at this point, considering that they're significantly behind too. Falcons are barely doing anything to take out these outer turrets, and now Aurora have lost all of them. It's only the Holy Shields and the base turrets that are left, and we're only 10 minutes in the game, and they also lose Luet.
Complete burst out, Violent with the play! Shifting skies in the back, the Wrath of the Dryad locks him down, but not enough to take anyone out. Falcon want to go for the end. Anu in the mid lane, with the help of the Holy Shield, gets rid of the wave, but there's another wave down below. Now it's Anu and Mob Psycho. That's a wave spawning back in as well. They're going to go for the instant clear right now as Anu tries to go with the poker trick. Mob Psycho with the BMI and the Blazing Duet. Violet trying to zone in the back. And it will just be Falcons locked in on the crystal to secure game number 1.
Violet on the Sora has been insane. Those last minute clutch setups, the shifting skies, and her targets have always been on point. If it's not Anu, it's her finding these 2 to 3 man setups that are very much crucial to the team, and that is also one of the biggest things that led them to securing this relatively quick game. It's only been 11 minutes of gameplay that we got to see between Team Falcons and Aurora.
But they get the Valier as counterplay knowing that Atlas is available.
I think that's smart. I think that's smart. I think that's genius. The Hanabi, however, is an interesting pick. It's definitely one of the unorthodox picks that we've seen here at MWI. We've seen it a few times, I think, Stream B, but we finally get to see it in action here. I think my main concern is how volatile and how vulnerable this pick is, especially in the early stages of the game.
You know, from the side of Ray Young, though, going back in time onto that side station match that you mentioned, Quinn ended up picking out Hanabi and going 8-1-8. So it does have an effect and can truly impact the game. It's definitely interesting.
Yep, no, that's actually correct. I was casting that game and I thought maybe the Hanabi isn't going to do as much as I thought, and then it did. Now the final drafts have already been complete. An early style composition that's very magic heavy on the side of Team Falcons in comparison to Aurora, who again, I think they have to play around the Hanabi as well as the Valier as the main anchors of the team. Valier especially. If he doesn't have that Seer, they're going to be in a lot of trouble once they break through the back line.
Well, there's been a couple of changes on both sides, but was it enough for Aurora Gaming to take down Falcons Indonesia and force to game 3? That's what they need to do to stay alive. One more loss means their key gets crushed. It's Falcons Indonesia, Aurora Gaming, map number 2. Mirko Brigida, take it away.
The Marcel makes it way to the Land of Dawn in Stream A finally for the first time. But so does the Hanabi. It's back and it's about to prove whether or not this could be the key to securing that 2-0 sweep for Team Falcons ID. For Team Falcons ID, and we're seeing a lot of the combos that we're not used to seeing really getting in the hands of our team. I'm talking about the Arlott Akai in the hands of Aurora Gaming, but how much could this impact the space that they could create for Mob Psycho? Is it really enough with just an Aegis to get away from all these people who could chase like the Harley and the Hilda?
No, definitely not to get away from the chase, but great against CC. Now the thing is, there's I guess a bit of CC with Violet. We did see how oppressive Violet could be with the CC on the Sora all over the back line, so at least you'll be able to deal with that. Now, I know the panel also mentioned the Hanabi finding success. It just also got a game win. Geltech, Osprey drafted it for Geltech, and they were able to get a win and come back against Twisted Minds over at Stream B. So this Hanabi's been rising in stock, especially at MWI. We'll see exactly if Mob Psycho and Aurora can try to get a win here as well. No, unfortunately not a win over on the Gold Crab take, and Chev knows exactly what she wants to do, man. Against the Hanabi, it's all about those dives early on.
Yep, at least they still have the Aegis, so that's one of the main tools that they could definitely capitalize on. Obviously just wanted to bait it over there, but Mob Psycho's smart enough to not just use it at any given moment.
No, Nika's gonna have to recall here early on already. It's all about the level 4 start here, and it's coming down to Luet and Violet. Anu with the help. The XP Crab given to Luet. Still no level 4 though. She's been zoned, I believe, in this lane. She's actually quite a bit behind. Down below though, Chev with the gank. The Aegis procced already. Mob Psycho stays alive, but on the other side of the map. This is a win for Aurora. They have control. The jungle's down below. A red tree secures the first neutral objective for Aurora.
It's very clear what they wanted at that point. Aurora very confident to go in with the objectives. They knew that they had the upper hand considering the Akai lineup, but on the other hand, Falcons unsuccessful in at least the attempt to take Mob Psycho away from their very own turret. The final slash did not land right there. So far, it's been a success for Aurora around the map.
There you go. They're going to go for the Higanbana. Liv's caught, but has the flicker. That was 3 ultimates utilized to gank Liv.
And she still clears the lane.
Yep. Well played. Clears the lane, flickers out to safety, doesn't panic after seeing a heavy spin, and 2 members walk up to her. And now that's just great. Falcons, despite the first turtle, they're still the ones in the lead. I think mainly because of that gank onto Mob Psycho. Liv's just going to constantly shove. Nika flickers away from the deadly magic.
Okay. Those are more resources burnt from Aurora rather than Falcons in that instance. It was just a flicker from Liv that we saw used at that moment. And I believe they're really keeping everything in check. With Raimundo just constantly putting herself in these kinds of positions, they're very much aware of how Aurora's trying to move around the map, and look at that!
Yeah, Raimundo doesn't like Nika, that's for sure. She just keeps on walking up, getting those damage axes down on her. Yeah, she's gonna have to recall again just after recalling, just after coming back. Violet though up top. They try to go for the dive on Silhouette, flicker out to safety, and that means a disengage for Falcons.
Yeah, it's great. So far, we've seen Hilda's perform exceptionally well in the previous series that she's been picked up. Disruption, and maybe not even directly towards Anu because you really don't want to do that against an Akai jungle, but more so on the members who are trying to create space for Aurora in general. So you see Nika's really struggling to just positions herself first because it's always Raimundo finding these bushes and taking control over them. But it's a different story this time. We're looking at the turtle and it's a 5-man rotation from Team Falcons ID.
Yeah. Mob Psycho sent up top to the weak side. Gonna try to go for the clear and possibly a trade, and that's why they give the neutral objective control away to Falcons. They're gonna go for the mid prio first. Clearing out mid. Zulana in position, the turtle reset it by Raimundo. Well played, Chev. Trying to get level 4. Final slash coming down as well as they go all in onto Raimundo, but she's able to flicker around now. Violet comes in for the back line. Good heavy spin to this engagement. Liv is tearing them apart and flicker forward. Liv gets first blood. Luet now next to the chopping block as Nika's here to pop in the golden hour, but gets very low. In the end, it's Luet down. Anu has to walk away, and the neutral objective won't even be in the sights of Falcons. They're going to go straight for the turret in the mid lane.
That is one of the very few warranted flicker forwards you get to see from gold laners. Liv, confident enough to put herself in that position because she very well knew that they would be winning the fight anyway, that they would be finding the most important targets and they would eventually get the right amount of support from the other members right after the objective, which they took just now because, as you mentioned, they prioritized map control. They prioritized faster conversions into objectives they felt were more necessary for them to just ramp up the pace of this game. And it's working wonders for them so far. It's already a 2K lead. And with this, I think you could really maximize the threat of Sev just surprise attacking these members of Aurora who are just very vulnerable to the deadly magic.
There's so much to look out for if you're Aurora. Like you mentioned, Zev, with these deadly magics, with the creative angle she's been able to get onto Aurora, especially with this front-to-back composition falling flat early. It's a good stun. Now with the final slash as well. Onto Liv, no flicker. Good cash by Aurora. Finally on the board, but look at Falcons straight with a response. Conceal.
Okay.
Good disengage by Zulana. Zev up top though. 1v1, deadly magic and the damage. The Aegis comes around. Now Nika's coming in as well, providing support. Zev needs to run away. And Mob Psycho somehow survives the assassination attempt up top.
That Aegis is actually making a difference, no? Like survivability-wise.
I didn't expect that.
It's really helping Mob Psycho keep herself alive, even when Sev just found the perfect opportunity to potentially take her down. So it's a bit unexpected. And yes, if it's just that, then you don't really need to worry. But Raimundo!
Final slash and the max range of that skill 1 to get her stunned, forcing the flicker out. But Falcons again are the ones proactive on the map. They see Aurora making moves to get a gank, to catch a member. Falcons go straight for the objectives. They're gonna go and get another structure, so all tier 1s down for Aurora.
It's actually Raimundo's handling the sides, no? Okay, she will be in a very dangerous spot there though. In exchange of maybe a bit more control on the other sides of the map, courtesy of her teammates. But then, Aurora, at least bit by bit, they're finding kills here and there on crucial members such as Liv and even Raimundo.
They're still going to have to dig deep, though. They are a game behind. This is an elimination match. Nika's walking up, trying to open up for Anu, but she's going to get chunked down now. Oh, even through the heavy spin, CC Mute. Golden Hour only catches one, and it's Violet who's able to escape. Now Luette jumps into the midst of it all. It's going to be the RWM to lock her down as Zev goes for the poker trick behind them all. Liv with the flicker in, Zulana pushing her back, and that's going to be Nika with the backup as well. Aurora backing away. Falcons now with the neutral objective control. Third turtle of the game. Luette is trying to go for the damage. Raimundo's walking up. And that's a neutral objective given over to Liv. I don't know if that's intentional.
Yeah, Raimundo really hurts though. Raimundo on this Hilda, and the Hildas we've seen really hurt though. Especially when they get to lock on targets such as Zulana. You get to use your starting turns away, and I feel like there's nothing else stopping Falcons from just pushing forward and trying to close in these specific targets. We're taking a look at the equipment right now, and there seems to be quite a significant lead between the carries or between the gold laners. Oh, Nika doesn't get away from that!
Nope.
Okay, Deadly Magic takes her down in that moment.
Nika got slain by Deadly Magic.
Yeah, this is tough for Aurora at this point. At this point, they're already losing out on so much map control. The moments that we do get to see them find pickoffs, it requires so much of them to really sync up, and mostly it's been from Anu and Luette, but without them, what else can they really rely on? It's taking a bit of a while for us to see Mob Psycho actually get online. So do they just really wait for Falcons and rely on the potential counter setups that they can go for with the Golden Hour, with the heavy spin, or with the final slash?
It's a big problem. It's all on the combo. Deadly Magic and the poker trick. A good final slash in the Higanbana for a trade back on Shev. But it's Raimundo up top now looking for the play. It's the Golden Hour coming down as well. Nika with the Golden Hour catches them as Zulana goes for the shots. Not enough to take anyone down, and look at Violet cutting their movement so Liv can get another tier 2. Mid and down bot, it's both down. It's another Falcons winning trade.
Yeah, their conversions And it's weird to say, but it's a conversion after losing one of their members. It's them just making sure that they're very efficient with time, with space, and that Aurora are not able to get as much, but they're starting this Lord. Falcons have information though.
Anu has a heavy spin. They might be looking for that. Now it's going to shift these guys, catching two. Heavy spin, pinning her down right now as Nick is still able to survive with the deadly magic sticking down on her. That's the rest of the team, guiding back on Luet. As Nick is still able to survive right now, as that's going to be Violet on the skies. Nick is waiting in the bush, gets the hit in the end. Liv flickering forward, getting onto Mob Psycho as Zulana gets caught by the poker trick. And it's the Void Blast of Livy to claim a double. And it's just Nika left alive. One member, it's the roam. There's no chance of a steal. Falcons are gonna get a free neutral objective on the Lord.
One of the most aggressive carry games we've seen this entire day long. Two flicker forwards which did not put her in danger. Livy and Seb. Oh, deadly magic!
The fadeaway, Nika gets into the fountain in time. Just barely away from the deadly magic.
They're gonna be okay for now because there's still a Lord that's about to spawn and that Falcons are looking to utilize to take as much as they can. There are no Holy Shields left in mid and there's a significant lead that you're looking at between, again, the junglers, and even the gold laners. At least there's additional layers of sustain for Mob Psycho. Also has the Magic Blade, but will that be enough? Falcons are looking to just dive all in.
Charge down, final slash, only find Raimundo. The shifting skies there, cancelled out with a heavy spin as Raimundo gets pinned down. Violet Comet, Higginbana goes into the skies onto Luet. Again, it's Liv looking for those shots. So far, Zuliana's been the one on the board. 2 for 0, but for a base turret as Falcons try to go for more.
Yeah.
Shoving up top. Livy looking for the zone. Nika walking up, getting the frozen moments. Now Luet with the charge in, deadly magic, and also the final slash, but she's gonna get bursted down by the deadly magic. Taken out instantly. The wave below is chunking that base turret.
The first part of that team fight looked really good for Aurora, but it was a bit too obvious that they wanted more. That final slash forcing Falcons under their turrets instead of them willingly trying to go for the more calculated engages made things a bit more favorable for Aurora, but the aftermath, the way that they still tried to push forward despite Seb being there.
Whoa.
Liv!
You mentioned the aggressive carry, but she's just baited 4 members out of the base. Now they go straight onto Mob Psycho with the deadly magic. Golden Hour saves her for a bit right now. The deadly magic isn't enough to take her down. The photo doing work. They're counting away right now, but it's gonna be Violet with the skies up top, taking her down. It's Luet against 4, and Seb picks the kill.
It's only Zulana and Nika who are assigned to defend this base. They're trying to end it here, but can they?
Deadly magic, Liv with the flicker, the killing spree. Zulana shoving everybody back. She's trying to defend, but at the end of the day, it's Falcons to move to the next phase of this round. And it's unfortunate, but it is the end of the road for Aurora Gaming.